What movies could have been much shorter if the main characters just used a little common sense? Tangled wouldn't have happened at all if Mother Gothel told Rapunzel that her birthday was on a different day. When Rapunzel asks to go see the lights, say no. If she keeps pushing, put up a fight, but eventually concede and tell her you need to go into town to plan for the trip, while out arrange for two thugs to attack Rapunzel about an hour away from the tower. Mother Gothel, having orchestrated this attack, manages to fight them off, but gets fatally wounded in the process. Good thing Rapunzel can heal right. She'd never ask to leave the tower again. This is some horribly abusive shit to do to someone. I love it. Frozen the rock troll guy said Elsa needed to learn to control her ice powers, not suppress them. Conceal. Don't feel has to be pretty high on the list of worst advice ever given. Not when it comes to boners in public. Jaws. Close the beach. Shark moves on. Easy peasy. You can't close the beach on the 4th of July. If recent events have shown us anything, it's that this statement is realistic. The entirety of X-Men. Logan never listens. You don't listen. Star Wars, A New Hope. Hold your fire. There are no life forms on board. We have robots. Sir, a robot could have the plans. Oh, right. Blast it. The end. What? Are we paying by the laser now? You don't make the budget. Terry, I do. James Bond. If you can, don't invent a cool way to kill him. Just shoot him. Multiple times for good measure. And then, only after he's dead you can do inventive things with his body and tell him your master plan and do whatever you want. You'll probably like this list then. Link. everloverlord.com/list/overlord. HTML. Toy Story 3. If Andy's mom checked the garbage bag she was about to throw out. Or if Andy Wold put the toys in anything other than a trash bag. Like a box. Yeah, the trash bag thing always confused me. Or if you're going to put it in a trash bag, put the one with important stuff on the bed and the one with actual trash near the door. The mom might have taken both, but it would have been a precaution. But he was putting it straight into the attic, but had to help his sister carry her box down to the car, so left it at the bottom of the ladder to the attic. Rambo. He should have just kept walking through town. I'd watch that. Easily Tucker and LVS evil, but that's kind of the point. Hello officer, good to see you again. We have had a doozy of a day. Apostrophe. All of a sudden these teenagers start killing themselves all over my property. All Scar had to do was snap Simba's neck and throw him down next to Mufasa's body. Roll the credits. Lions be like he wasn't trampled. These are not the wounds of a trampled cub, but an assassination. What? They going to get Lion CSI all up in there? Nightmare Before Christmas. If anyone just listened to Sally, the only one with a bit of common sense. Fair point. But may I add that her rationale was based off of a literal hallucination of a burning tree. Yeah, I can understand a level of suspension of disbelief, but Halloween Town has witches who presumably can use magic, so somebody having vision shouldn't be that far a stretch. Frozen would have ended real quick if the parents didn't care about Elsa hiding her powers. Or just listen to the trolls when they said, if she fears her powers, they'll consume her. Apostrophe. Any movie that comes up with these, I have a critical piece of information and I know it is critical for preventing this great danger / exposing that fraud / bringing these two back on track. However, I choose to not reveal it because I got interrupted, and instead of saying it in a short way and maybe even a few times, I'll heat up the popcorn machine and watch the world burn. Or you could do it like World War Z and give the only scientist who knows how to cure everyone a loaded gun with the safety off, so he can trip and accidentally shoot himself in the head. The Back to the Future films. Like honestly, I swear 80% of the conflict is purely because Marty can't swallow his pride and walk away. Yes, I know he called you chicken, and yes, I know nobody calls you chicken, but walk away dude. You have bigger fish to fry. Fish to fry, so that's what's up with the life vest, as a fisherman. Marty McFly. Any horror movie. Don't go outside alone at night. Call the police if there's a murder. And don't go to the haunted house. Turn the lights on before going into the basement/attic looking for the source of the weird noise. No ghost or demon can tolerate the lights on. No, that's exactly what they want. When the time is right, they cut the lights and you'll be completely blind with your eyes still adjusted to light. Any romantic drama, because they are just not saying or doing what they want to, and then they cry about it half the movie. I've tried everything but talking to him. I've tried nothing, and I'm all out of ideas. The Little Mermaid. If Prince Eric just gave Ariel a pen and some paper to write on, they cold cleared things up a lot sooner. She would have written "I'm a fish" several hundred times before falling unconscious. She submitted a discourse on porous circuitry that was too radical, too unconventional, too mold breaking for the examiners to accept. Cars. Lightning McQueen was an idiot for making the wrong turn down Route 66 that set the main plot point in motion. It would have been so easy to just stop and think for a second and go back the way he came. Edit. It was pointed out in the replies he could just taken new tires during the first race, and that would have made it even shorter. The big issue is Mac never stopped at the truck stop for some rest. White chicks. They could have used the MacU team to fix the white girls' faces instead of turning two black dudes into white chicks. The only flaw in a otherwise perfectly logical movie. Elrond and Isildur stand before the fires of Mount Doom. Elrond, cast it into the fire. Destroy it. Close on Isildur. Captivated by the ring Isildur. No. Isildur turns to walk away, but Elrond shoves him off the cliff into the fire. Elrond emerges from the cavern. Elrond. Tragic news. An orc was hiding in the cavern and pushed Isildur into the lava. But don't worry, I killed it and threw it into the lava as well. I think if Elrond tried to kill Isildur in that moment, he wouldn't have been able to resist the power of the ring and would have taken it for himself. If he shoves Isildur into the fire, he never gets the chance to get his hands on the ring. Star Wars. The entire series. There's Count Dooku's ship. Shoot him. We have no more missiles, sir. This is a gunship. Use one of your other weapons. Oh yeah. Star Wars credits music. But lasers are in short supply. Especially in A New Hope. But how can that be? I used to use lasers to bull Womp Rats in my T16 back home.
What we do here is go back.
If Doctor Strange had not been irresponsible and texting while driving, he wouldn't have gotten into that accident. Not only texting while driving, but while driving insanely fast on a winding mountain road in a ducking storm. He should have died in that car crash. I mean, he is strange. Most romance movies just talk to your Sue about the misunderstanding, and instead of saying "I can explain your side." Not to mention, if you behave the way they do in rom-coms, you would get arrested. I hate rom-coms for the most part. The only difference between rom-coms and psychological horror is incidental music and camera angles. Night at the Museum 3. Literally all you had to do was hold that tablet thing up to the moon to recharge it. Instead they went all the way to London for some ducking reason. Ike. They went to London either because the museum sent their exhibits to London and they had to go, or because the pharaoh's parents were in the London Museum and they had to be asked why the tablet wasn't working anymore. Either way, walking around in the moonlight was their thing at the original museum, and the old night guards tried to steal the tablet. So at no point the tablet was exposed to moonlight, or because the pharaoh's parents were in the London Museum and they had to be asked why the tablet wasn't working anymore. Yeah, this is the explanation. The pharaoh didn't make the tablet. He didn't know why it wasn't working. His parents were the ones who made it. Iron Man 3, maybe just don't threaten the terrorist. To be fair, I think the lack of common sense is part of Tony's character. Crazy smart, but not a huge amount of common sense. Tony Stark is a modern day wizard who made wisdom his dump stat to keep a high intelligence and charisma. Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail. If the producers would have hired better staff for the opening credits. In their defense, they sacked the ones who were sacking the first ones. Then they themselves were sacked. Any movie that has this, wait, let's talk about this, / reaches out arm don't touch me, / walks off furiously as other person just remains sulking and pondering / every time I see a scene like that, I get so frustrated. I mean, not the main character, but Voldemort could have just thrown Harry Potter out of the window instead of using a spell. Not mine. This, of course. Voldy was all about 100% magic 100% of the time. No muggle shit allowed. Imagine how much damage conventional weapons could do on an unsuspecting magical populace. Who's got the Harry Potter gun copper pasta? I mean, Isildur could just cast the ring into the fire. Elrond could have just cast Isildur into the fire. Elrond. Where's Isildur? He slipped. Apostrophe. Serendipity. I don't even think I saw the whole thing. I was so mad at their idiocy. You meet someone you like. Get their damn phone number. Boom. Couple days later you're on a second date and you eventually get married. The number blew away in that movie. He lost the number and then she wrote it in the book. Finding Nemo. He just shouldn't have touched the butt. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.